Most people think divorce is the moment your life falls apart. For me, it was the moment I finally admitted I was being hurt in a place that was supposed to feel safe. My name is Lena, I'm 35 years old, and for years I believed that if my marriage ended, it would mean I failed at the most important promise of my life. I held on to that belief so tightly that I almost ignored the damage being done to me just to keep the title of still married. When I first met him, he felt strong, decisive, protective. That's how everyone described him, and I repeated those words like they were facts. In the beginning, his intensity felt like passion. His opinions felt like confidence. The way he questioned my choices felt like involvement. I didn't know yet that control often introduces itself wearing the costume of care. The shift didn't happen overnight, that's why I missed it. It came in small corrections. Small criticisms. Small jokes at my expense in front of friends that I was told were harmless. If I reacted, I was too sensitive. If I stayed quiet, I was finally learning. You would be surprised how quickly your emotional reactions get rewritten when someone keeps telling you your feelings are the problem. He didn't yell every day. He didn't insult me every hour. If he had, I might have recognized it sooner. Instead, he was unpredictable, warm one day, cold the next. Supportive in public, dismissive in private. That inconsistency kept me working harder, trying to earn back a version of him that only appeared when I was most agreeable. I started editing myself to avoid conflict. I changed how I spoke, how I disagreed, how I brought up needs. I measured my words like they were explosives. I told myself, this is what compromise looks like. This is what maturity looks like. But real compromise doesn't require you to disappear. The first time I realized something was deeply wrong, I was sitting in my car after a conversation that left me confused and shaky. I couldn't even explain what happened, only how I felt. Guilty, small, disoriented. He had a way of turning every concern I raised into evidence against me. By the end of each discussion, I was the one apologizing for bringing it up. I began to doubt my memory, my tone, my intentions. That kind of confusion is not normal conflict, it's erosion. I stopped sharing things I was excited about because he would find a flaw in them. I stopped reaching out to friends as much because he said they influenced me in the wrong direction. He never ordered me directly. He suggested, implied, frowned, withdrew. Control doesn't always push. Sometimes it withholds until you walk yourself into the cage. From the outside, nothing looked dramatic enough to justify leaving. That was the trap. There were no broken plates, no police calls, no scenes. Just a steady drip of emotional bruising that had no visible mark. And because there was no visible mark, I told myself it must not be serious enough. The night everything became clear was strangely quiet. I was sitting on the edge of the bed after he had just finished explaining why my sadness was exhausting and why my expectations were unrealistic. I remember feeling empty, not angry, not crying, just empty. And a thought came to me with complete calm. If I stay here, I will slowly stop recognizing myself. That thought scared me more than divorce ever did. Deciding to leave was not dramatic. It was steady. I didn't wake up brave one morning. I woke up tired of being reduced. There's a difference. Courage sometimes looks like energy, but sometimes it looks like refusal. When I said I wanted a divorce, he laughed first. Then he negotiated. Then he blamed. Then he promised to change. The pattern was so familiar that it almost worked again. But once you truly see the cycle, it becomes impossible to unsee. Apologies without change behavior are just resets on the same loop. The months after were painful in a different way. I had to rebuild my sense of reality. I had to trust my own reactions again. Simple choices felt strange at first. What to wear, where to go, how to spend a weekend, because I was no longer pre-clearing them emotionally with someone else's approval system. People asked if I felt like a failure. The honest answer is this: I felt wounded, but not wrong. There is a big difference. Wounds heal cleaner than self-betrayal. At 35, I no longer believe divorce automatically means failure. Staying where you are repeatedly hurt and calling it commitment, that is closer to failure. Leaving when your inner voice is being silenced, that is closer to truth. If you are listening to me and something in your chest feels tight and familiar, don't rush to label your story and don't rush to judge yourself. Just ask one honest question. Am I safe being fully myself where I am? If the answer is no, then your life is not asking you to endure more. It may be asking you to choose yourself.